Adam, the White Hair Master. Season 2. Episode 8. After receiving a call from the police, Sarah was extremely surprised and bewildered. She immediately ran to the police station to bail Adam. But more importantly, she wanted to confirm if Adam was really who the police said he was. After completing the formalities with the police, Adam was allowed to leave, but it seems that Sarah misunderstood him. She also thought that Adam had actually harassed the woman in public, so he was arrested by the police. When the two came out of the police station, Sarah quietly walked ahead without saying a word. She was quite upset about this. Looking at Sarah's attitude, Adam also knew that she was misunderstanding him, so Adam hurriedly chased after her to explain. He said that he was not the type of pervert like Sarah thought. He followed the woman for his own reasons that could not be explained to the police. Hearing this, Sarah also began to change her expression and attitude, because Sarah knows well about Adam's ability. There are stories of Adam, even if told, the police will not believe. Knowing that Adam still hadn't eaten, Sarah immediately took Adam to a small restaurant. After arriving, she asked Adam to tell her everything. After sitting down, Adam began to recount what had happened this morning. When Adam was very early out of the room, he had an appointment to see feng shui for a family. Because he was not familiar with the road, he decided to go early to avoid being late for the appointment. After breakfast, Adam walked to the address the guest had sent. But as soon as he got there, Adam saw a strange thing. A large black shadow appeared right in front of him. What caught Adam's attention was the shape of that shadow, which had already taken on a human-like form and was large in size. This was something Adam had never seen before. Looking closely, Adam discovered that the shadow was following a woman in her 40s. Looking at the woman's uniform, Adam determined that this woman was an office worker. Knowing that what he was seeing was definitely not something good, Adam decided to follow along to find out more. The shadow was so big, Adam knew it would bring extremely bad luck to this woman. Bad things happen to everyone, but with that shadow's great shape and size, Adam knew that what would happen would not be like the usual bad luck. Adam silently followed the girl through a few streets. Because there were so many people around, it was difficult for Adam to help the woman. Until she passed a relatively deserted road, Adam immediately approached and reached out his hand to call the woman. At this moment, Adam noticed that someone grabbed his wrist. Reflexively, Adam turned around to shake the person's hand who was controlling him. Just when he was about to counterattack, Adam promptly looked back. It was a policeman patrolling the street. Adam was surprised, but very quickly, he realized that he was in big trouble. Adam quickly let go of the policeman's hand and apologized to him. Because the act of silently following and approaching the girl from behind was very suspicious, the policeman mistakenly thought that Adam was a harasser and arrested him. After hearing the police say everything, the girl was extremely angry and thought that Adam was a pervert, intending to rob or play tricks with women. At this time, another policeman drove a car. He immediately overpowered Adam. Adam repeatedly explained and warned the woman about bad things that were about to happen to her. But because she was angry, she refused to listen to any explanation from Adam. Even she used harsh words to talk to Adam. Of course, even the police didn't believe what Adam was saying. In the end, Adam could not help anymore. He was arrested by the police and prepared to take him to the station. Before being taken into the car, Adam still tried to turn to speak to the woman. He told her to be very careful during this time, but only curses from the woman in return. At this point, the policeman began to use force to get Adam into the car. He said that if Adam yelled again, he would take a towel and stuff it in his mouth. Hearing that, Adam had to keep quiet because it was likely that this policeman would actually do it. After that, the girl also left, and Adam could only helplessly watch her figure go further and further away without being able to help. Hearing this, Sarah still did not really understand the problem. She asked Adam again what would happen to that girl next time. After all, what was it that followed the girl that Adam was so worried about? But as soon as Adam answered, Sarah was terrified, because according to Adam, if there is no one to help to dispel the thing that is following, the woman will constantly have bad luck. The worst case scenario is that it could cost her her life. Adam also continued that based on the size and shape of the black shadow following the woman, Adam could have predicted that the woman didn't have much time left. At most, within the next 3 days, something bad will happen to that woman. That makes Adam extremely sorry all morning until now. He blamed himself for not being more tactful when approaching the woman so that she would misunderstand. In addition, he did not have any information to find her. Seeing that, Sarah comforted Adam. She said that he did his best, blaming himself won't change anything. After the meal, Sarah said that she had to return to the company because she had a job. Sarah also said that if she was not busy, she would take him out to some places in the city to entertain him. Then the two said goodbye to each other. Before parting, Adam also did not forget to thank Sarah for helping to sponsor him. Adam then returned to his motel room in a moody mood. Returning to his room, he changed and sat down on a chair to rest. The first thing Adam did was text his master to telling him what happened today. In times like this, only his master understood and could give him the right advice. Like Sarah, master also comforted Adam. His master said their job is to save people but cannot save the whole world. There will be times when nothing else can be done either. He also advised Adam not to blame himself too much, considering that the fate of the woman had been arranged, so it could not be changed. Hearing Sarah and Master comfort him, Adam's mood was much more stable. He decided to do as Master said, not thinking about this anymore. But what happened 3 days later made him unable to stay out of this as planned. Since there was nothing to deal with for the next 3 days, Adam decided to spend this time at home to rest and exercise his body. On the morning of the 3rd day, he suddenly heard a knock on the door while practicing. He couldn't help but wonder because he didn't know anyone in this city. Adam quickly opened the door. It turned out that the person looking for him was Sarah. But unlike her cheerful demeanor when meeting each other, this time with a serious look on her face, Adam guessed that something must have happened. Adam immediately invited Sarah into the house. Without leaving Adam wondering for too long, Sarah immediately got to the point. She said that the woman he warned of a few days ago was found dead this morning. Hearing the news, Adam was also a little surprised, but what surprised him more was how Sarah knew about it. It turns out, for the past 3 days, Sarah has relied on her relationships and hasn't stopped looking for the woman. She still wanted to help Adam release the guilt in her heart, but it seemed she was a step behind. Sarah added that the woman was found dead after jumping from her workplace from the rooftop of the building. One thing Sarah learned was that the woman wasn't the only one who jumped off that rooftop. Before that, a man who worked at the same company also jumped from a building and died. The information that Sarah just told made Adam immediately think about the connection between the two incidents. He assured Sarah that there was no way this was a coincidence. Surely what he saw caused this, at least with the woman. Not only find out information about the person you are interested in. Sarah also found a card with the address of the company the woman was working for. Although he knew that Sarah was a very thoughtful person at work, Adam could not help but be surprised by Sarah's information. Immediately, Adam changed and went with Sarah out of the room to go to that company. The fact that Sarah and Adam often went together also made the landlady misunderstand them as lovers. The landlady also hinted that Adam dared to lead his girlfriend to his room in the middle of the day, making them both extremely shy. In the car, Sarah also added that the company they were going to was an insurance company. Hence, she contacted them to make an appointment for a consultation. This will help both of them meet the company's people properly and avoid Adam encountering unnecessary misunderstandings like last time. According to Sarah, during the consultation process, through the employee they came into contact with, the two could learn information about the deaths of the two unfortunate employees. After about 20 minutes of driving, Sarah brought Adam to the front gate of the building where the company's offices are located. Upon arrival, a young woman greeted them at the door, introducing herself as the executive director of the customer service department. She was about 30 years old and was there to wait for them early. This kind of reception made Adam immediately sympathize with this company. Then the girl led Sarah and Adam inside, all 3 steps through a fairly wide corridor. Many departments are working with many employees. All of them seem to be very hardworking and busy with their work. Adam looked around, his face suddenly darkened. What he just saw made him extremely surprised, as if he couldn't believe his eyes anymore. Seeing Adam's strange expression, Sarah also wondered what Adam had seen in the end that caused his face to change like that. Adam says that things here are worse than he expected. Then Adam briefly told Sarah what he saw. It turned out that the thing that startled Adam when he saw it was the black shadows. These shadows are similar to the shadows that follow the unfortunate woman. But here, not only 1 but 3 people were also followed by the black shadow. Hearing this, Sarah was also startled with fear. She did not think this matter was serious. As Adam saw it, this would still happen, and many more people would be on the verge of the same disaster. Before Sarah's concern, Adam immediately confirmed that Sarah's statements were completely correct. Entering the consulting room, the female head of the department was very welcoming. She began to inquire about Adam's job and desire when he came to this company to buy insurance. She said that she needed that information to offer the most suitable insurance packages for each person. At this point, Adam did not hide his identity anymore. He told the head of the department about the work he was doing. Adam said that his job is to specialize in exorcisms and feng shui for others, which surprised the manager and felt a little strange. While the female head of the department was still very surprised and did not know how to continue consulting, Adam continued. He asked the consultant if there had been a series of accidents related to human life in this building recently. And are those people all employees of this company? At this point, the head of the department began to look both surprised and a little frightened, and asked Adam how he knew about this matter. Although it is not possible to conceal all information, not all ordinary people indeed know this. Seeing that, Sarah also intentionally added to strengthen her trust even more. She said that Adam is a famous master, just looking at it and he knows everything. After looking around and seeing that no one was near the room, she just lowered her voice and talked about 2 consecutive murders that had just happened at her company, which shocked the families of the 2 victims and the company's employees. She also feels insecure when the place where she works continuously happens to be bad. According to her, the first victim was a male employee who also worked at this office. It was late that night, but she still saw him not leaving but still sitting in the office. Although working in the same department, the 2 are not very close. She went to ask the employee, but he just kept quiet and said nothing. His face looked so bad, which caught her attention. She guessed that he had encountered difficult customers at work, which was nothing special. The job of insurance consultants often encounters this. Then, because it was late, she had to go home. Before leaving, she still saw him sitting at his desk. But just a few minutes after returning home, she received a phone call from the company's security department. They said that the employee working in the department she managed had died. She appeared shocked because just a few minutes ago she was still seeing him. She immediately inquired about the cause of the employee's death. Accordingly, he jumped from the roof of the building. A passerby witnessed the whole incident and reported it to the police. Fortunately, the incident took place when few people passed, so not many people knew. However, it is still not possible to hide all information, which affects the company's reputation. In addition, it also makes the man's psychology extremely unstable. The police then immediately arrived at the scene and conducted an investigation. After investigating, the police concluded that there was absolutely no way that the male employee was harmed by someone else. They said he went up to the roof and jumped down himself. Everything was recorded by the security camera. In the end, the police concluded the case was a suicide because of work pressure. The same incident continued. 3 days later, another employee committed suicide in the same way as the man, by jumping off the roof of the building. The scary thing is that the woman fell in the same place where the man died. After telling the story, the female head of the department was extremely sad and worried. Because of this, the company's reputation has been significantly reduced. It also significantly affects the psychology of the employees working here. The female manager also added, if it is true that Adam can handle these matters, she hopes he can help her company this time. After hearing everything, Adam said that he would try to work this out. As he spoke, he raised 3 fingers and said that it would continue. He told the roommate that when he came in, he saw 3 people with the same expression as the previous victims. If they do not handle this in time, they will also take the same actions as the 2 victims. Hearing what Adam just said shocked the female head of the department. She couldn't believe her ears anymore. At first, she reassured herself that it was just a random accident. Didn't expect it to be so serious. She seemed a little lost, constantly telling Adam to help the people here. Seeing that, Adam immediately spoke to reassure the head of the department. He said that everything was still salvageable. He then suggested calling people he thought had problems talking to. According to Adam's eyes, the head of the department looked out. It was not difficult to recognize those people. It was 3 employees with moody faces sitting right outside. The manager immediately called them into the consulting room. When they walked in, Sarah noticed them. It was true that their facial expressions were bad. Looking at them right now, they look like lifeless people. But in her normal eyes, they were just like people who were stressed by work pressure. After hearing Adam say everything, all 3 of them showed no trust in Adam, even blaming the head of department for wasting their precious time. They also said that she was too naive to be deceived by Adam. Adam said nothing. He knew that the more he explained, the more suspicious they became. Without saying anything, Adam quietly pulled a chair and stood up. He went straight to the glass wall of the building. Then he bit the tip of his finger and used his blood to draw an amulet directly onto the glass. After he finished drawing, Adam called the 3 people and told them to look at the glass. Although they all thought that Adam was playing a trick, they were curious to see what Adam was up to. The 3 of them stood up one by one and walked over to the glass. Just a few seconds after looking at the glass, the faces of the 3 of them turned pale at the same time. Because in addition to their reflection in the glass, they also see scary things clinging to their backs. At this point, they no longer dare to think that Adam is a fraud.